Hi everyone, I'm Ian from QTips, and today's video is going to be a how to insert or append a shapefile layer into a GeoPackage layer. So I'm going to open up a new session of QGIS, and let's go ahead and open up a project that I've created specifically for this video, and it's inside a GeoPackage layer. So I'm going to my browser, and then I'm going to first of all connect to the folder that I have created. So I'm going to favorites, and I'm going to say add directory. And then let's go to desktop Llandudno. There we go. So I'll connect to that one and then just rename it. I always like to abbreviate these path names into a single name or label. There we go. And there's also a GeoPackage in there. So I'm going to connect to that GeoPackage as well. So right click on GeoPackage, new connection, and then inside that folder, GeoPackages, there's my Llandudno GeoPackage. And if we expand it, you'll see I've got a bunch of layers in there as well as the project. So let's drag that project across and drop it into my map view. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is import or insert or append a layer into my Irvine layer. So if I zoom in, let's see what we've got here. So these are the cadastrals for Llandudno, which is a small suburb or town or seaside town in and around Cape Town. And if we zoom in, you'll see I've got the land use layer gets turned on. And the idea here is that I want to insert a few properties that have been captured into this existing layer. Now, this is a fictitious project. This is most certainly not happening. I don't think the city of Cape Town would ever approve something like this. There would be quite a few hoops to jump through for the environmentalists. So if you do live in Llandudno and you see this, don't panic. This is not happening. This is purely for demonstration purposes only. Okay, so let's go have a look at what I've got. I've got that shapefile with the information that I want to import. So let's go to browser, and then I'll go to my project folder, and then there we go. There's my shapefile for the new Irvine. So if I drag that across and drop that in there, there we go. It looks like that, and I'll just change the color. So I'm going to go to my layer styling and then maybe just change that color into something a bit more obvious. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to import these features into my GeoPackage layer. So if we have a look at the attribute table for the new Irvine, or the layer we are importing, so that's the shapefile, you'll see that I've got a series of columns or fields with information already, and these are the same as those that already exist in the GeoPackage layer. So if I go to the GeoPackage layer attribute table, you'll see they are identical except for the FID. So the feature ID is the primary key for this GeoPackage table, and you don't get them in the shapefile. So shapefiles don't need a primary key, so this shapefile doesn't have a feature ID or a primary key, but when I append it, it will insert the values. It will automatically populate the FIDs for those features as well. Okay, so this is really quite easy. What we want to do is just append it into my existing layer. So what we'll do is we'll go to New Irvine, right click on it, and then select Export Save Features As, and then choose the format you want to export into, which is a GeoPackage in this instance. And we'll go and choose the Llandudno GeoPackage. And now this is the important bit. We want to, okay, so we are going to insert it into an existing GeoPackage, but we want to choose the Irvine name. So it's the exact same name. So essentially what you could potentially do is write over the top of an existing layer, but the program won't allow us to do that before giving us a warning sign. So that's fine. Make sure it's the same as the layer you want to append to or insert into. But just from this point on, just be a little careful about your next steps. Firstly, we don't have to add it to the project, so we can deselect that option, Add Save File to Map, and then click OK. And now this is the warning message where you need to have your wits about you. Do not click on Overwrite File, because you will overwrite your entire GeoPackage. And also do not click Overwrite Layer, because you will replace all of this information with only the newly imported features. But what we do want to select is Append to Layer. So click Append to Layer. Now, I do get this error message. Now, I don't know if this is specific to my version of QGIS, which is 3.44.9, but it says there's an error. But if I click Close and refresh it actually worked out fine. So if you do get this error message as well, just validate and verify that the append did take place, which is what I'll do now. So I can click close. And then if we turn off New Irvin, and then what we want to do is just refresh our project. So let's click on refresh, and there's the information. Okay, so it's pulled it through with the correct land use categories as well as the earth number, etc. So that is perfect. Okay, so that is nearly there. What you might want to do now is, well, first of all, we can remove the shapefile. We don't need that anymore. So let's remove that layer. And then if we select the Irvin layer and then click on my select features by a single click, and then click on the original property that was subdivided, you'll see that, let's turn off Irvin. Okay, you'll see that it's overlapping because it hasn't been replaced. It's just been added to. So now we've got new features which are sitting on top of an existing feature in that same original GeoPackage layer. So what you might want to do is you can keep the original almost as a historical layer, or what we can do is we can edit this layer by changing the shape of it, or just cutting it and deleting the overlapping piece, which I think would be worthwhile. So let's go ahead and do that. So to do that, we are going to use the snapping toolbar as well as the advanced digitizing toolbar. So snapping toolbar is already turned on. If yours isn't turned on, just right click and go and look for snapping toolbar. So right click, go to toolbars, and then snapping toolbar. So there we go, that's turned on. And then the same for advanced digitizing. So I'm going to turn that on as well. And that activates that toolbar, which will become of use to us when we start an editing session. But before we do that, let's go and set our snapping options. So click on the little enable snapping option, the little magnet, and then click on the advanced configuration opening snapping options. And you want to choose the Irvin, or whichever. I mean, I assume if you're appending into your own layers, you're going to want to choose your own layer name here. So I'm going to click on Irvin. Vertex is fine, and what we want to do is just choose the tolerance. So it's currently set to meters, so we can just make this, let's just make this 5. So that's 5 meters. So what's going to happen now is when we edit it, it's going to snap to our vertex when it comes within 5 meters of a vertex. So that should work out. Let's close that down. Okay. So just if you're confused here why these two layers are named differently and why I'm editing the one, even though I've changed the land use for the land use one, they're the same layer. They're just styled differently. Okay, so if you look at the little information there, it's layer name equals Irvin. And if I hover over the land use one, layer name equals Irvin. So it's the same. Okay, so when I edit the Irvin one, it's going to also edit land use. Okay, but you'll see what I mean now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to reshape this polygon to remove the overlapping section. So what we'll do is we'll select and activate the Irvin layer, and then select toggle editing. And we'll start off, we could cut it and then delete it, or we could actually try the reshape features. So let's try the reshape features first. So click on reshape features. Now what we want to do is click outside of the area we want to reshape, and then we want to snap onto a vertex, and then so we've clicked once outside, then we snap onto a vertex on the boundary, and then we're going to click onto these vertices as we go around the area we want to reshape. And then almost done, we click once outside of the area we want to reshape. Now I'm going to right click. Now hopefully it deletes the bottom section and not the top section. Let's see what happens. Right click, and there we go. Okay, so it's reshaped it. Now if that didn't work, let's just undo that. You could also do this. You could actually split the features. So using the same toolbar and with the same snapping options, you just do the same thing. So now the only thing that'll change now is it won't affect the change immediately. What it'll do is split that polygon into 2 shapes. So once I've clicked outside, I can right click to finish. Okay, now it hasn't deleted it. What it's done is it has selected one. So if I select both, you can see that they are both there. So now I prefer the other option. So I'm going to undo that again. Let's deselect, and I'll select that and then use the reshape features. And one last time, I'll just reshape the features here. right click to finish, and now it's gone. And now if we click on the save edits and save, and then deselect everything, and then turn the Irvin back on, you don't see it here, but that section that was underneath our newly imported or appended properties is gone. Okay, so that's how you append a shapefile into a GeoPackage layer. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys have found it useful. It's just a little editing trick, importing or inserting or appending a layer into another layer. So you can go from shapefile to shapefile or even GeoPackage to GeoPackage. Quite a nifty trick. Just save it out and then choose the append option so that you don't overwrite the original layer. And if you are interested in these kind of videos and more structured content, you can go have a look at my content or my QGIS learning platform at q-tips.co.za, and there's some structured content there. That's it from me. I'm Ian from QTips. Till next time. Cheers.